Here we go, back again with another match day preview, and Sunderland do travel down to Stamford Bridge this weekend to play Chelsea the Blues on Saturday at 3 o'clock, but without Omar Alderete, who is out with a concussion protocol. He will miss the game against Chelsea, ever present since he was brought on against West Ham, first game of the season. Massive miss, by the way. The Paraguayan will miss his first game and possibly will be watched up until the Everton game. So possible 2 games with this concussion. Is it 2 weeks you have to wait for the protocol to miss 2 games because of a head injury? Well, I wish him all the best and hopefully a speedy recovery, because we will miss Omar Alderete, a massive miss for the weekend. I'm hoping Siddiqui is going to be okay, suffering with a bit of an ankle injury when he played for Congo, came back last week against Wolves, did okay, but it's sort of reared its ugly head again this week, but hopefully, touch wood, he'll be okay for Saturday. But yes, we do travel down to Stamford Bridge to play the Blues. They were founded, Chelsea, back in 1905, 120 years young. Stamford Bridge was built in 1877. You know, it's had 1 or 2 renovations back in 1998 with the most recent renovation. You know, Chelsea last won the Premier League back in 2017. So they were a brilliant team. They were a good side, finished 4th last season. This for me is, you know, I know we've lost twice this season already away from home. You know, 2-0 against Burnley, where I was disappointed and most fans were. But, you know, hard lines really. We learned from our mistakes, we bounced back and we came again, played well, unbeaten in 3. Then we played Manchester United again. You know, things didn't go to plan. Manchester United did beat Liverpool the weekend as well. So, you know, they are a difficult team. They are getting better under Amorim. But now we play Chelsea, a different kettle of fish altogether. Enzo, the same name as Enzo Lafay. Maresca is, you know, Pep's protege, who was manager of Leicester, 53 games, won 36, drawn 4, lost 13, and now 76 games in charge of the Blues. 48 wins, 11 draws and 17 defeats in 5th place. Sunderland in 7th, exactly the same, you know, win ratio, 1-4, drawn 2, lost 2, exactly the same amount of points. But they have a +7 goal difference, we have a +2 goal difference. So like I said, Enzo Maresca is this up-and-coming head coach. Chelsea, you know, did smash Ajax last night, 5-1, with Guy. Yes, came to Sunderland, scored a goal, went back to Stamford Bridge, scored last night. Now, Guy did start on the bench last week when Chelsea did play Forest, and they won 3-0, didn't they, when, you know, forgetting his name, got sacked for Nottingham Forest. But Chelsea, it's always going to be a hard game playing down at Chelsea. Brighton did beat Chelsea, but Chelsea have had 3 red cards this season. 1 against Brighton, who were beating Brighton 1-0. Chelsea got a red card. Brighton came back and won 3-1. You know, Brighton on fire. Danny Welbeck scoring a brace against Newcastle at the weekend. Chelsea did beat Liverpool as well. They beat Liverpool 2-1. They beat Forest 3-0. They beat Ajax 5-1. They beat Benfica 1-0. So they're on a run of form. But they did lose that game against Brighton. Now, it's going to be a real tough game. You know, but there's no Cole Palmer, which is a plus. But they have got players like James, Pedro, Neto, Santos, and obviously Guy on the bench as well. And they are one of the favourites to sort of win the league this season. So for me, in 5th place, joint with Sunderland, 14 points. It's a steady start, but it isn't the best start in the world for Chelsea. And, you know, I think the last time we played Chelsea away, we got beat 5-1. Heads against Chelsea. You know, Chelsea have won 61 times. Sunderland have won 42 times, being 22 draws. Like I said, last time out, we lost 5-1. I think we lost the time before that at home as well, 1-0. But we did, one of the best games I've seen was when we beat them 3-2, Chelsea. I think it was John Terry got sent off, and we had Barini scoring. We had, of course, Jermaine Defoe scoring. That was a fantastic game. What an atmosphere to win 3-2. Let's do that again. But away at Chelsea, I don't know last time we beat Chelsea away. I remember Altidore scoring against Chelsea late on one time. Was that when we beat them, when we stayed up in the Premier League? Oh, I can't quite recall. But yeah, it's like I say, they finished 4th last season. Maresca, 63% win ratio with Chelsea, 67% win ratio with Leicester. So he's doing a great job. So team news, you know, for me, Ronaldo's back. Yes, Ronaldo's back on the left side. Hume on the right side. Ballard and McKaylee in the middle. I think we're going to go up with 4. Now we haven't got Alderete. We kind of stumped a little bit there. And in midfield, is it going to be Rig, Xhaka and Siddiqui? And if Siddiqui's not fit, do we start Gertrude? But he's more of a right-sided player. So do we switch, players around a little bit? But I think if Rig starts and Xhaka starts and Siddiqui cannot start, then for me, you've got to start Gertrude. You do also have Dan Neil as well, but I think Gertrude could be the one that comes in. But I'm touching wood. Hopefully Siddiqui does start because, he's a fantastic young 22-year-old. Talbi, Isidore and Lafay for me. I'm not a fan. I definitely would rather start Talbi on the right-hand side, to be fair. Traore just doesn't. I think Talbi's a better player. In my opinion, I think he is. I think he tracks back and defends better. He's got more going forward. I know Traore hasn't had much time at the moment. Traore is a good player to come off the bench for me. 70 minutes if we're struggling or if we need a goal, bring him off the bench. For me, Talbi, it gives his all. I like the way he plays his football, to be honest. I know he needs to create more and score more goals, but he's only young. First time in a big league like this, the Premier League, and I think he's coming on leaps and bounds and doing really well. Score predictions, well, anything's going to be a good result. A draw would be a good result. A victory would be absolutely over the moon with a victory. Imagine if we beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Imagine the heads turning with that. Imagine one set of fans would lose their absolute shit. If we beat Chelsea, I know a set of fans that would lose their absolute shit. They would go mental. It would be amazing to beat Chelsea, but I settle for a draw. Score prediction, I'm going to go for it. End of the day, you've got to aim for the sky, reach for the stars. I'm going to go for 1-0 Sunderland win, but I'd settle for 0-0 or 1-1 draw. It's one of those games where you've got to make sure you can defend early doors. Xhaka has been brilliant. The signing of the season, bringing this bloke in, Granit Xhaka to the team to help all these young players, to bed them in, to help them grow and learn from the experience of Granit Xhaka. Robin Roofs, yes, he's going to have more to do against Chelsea than he did against Wolves. And let's hope he can pull off some absolutely fantastic saves. But hopefully the back line, Ronaldo comes back. He takes it on the chin. 3-match ban. He was just stupid, silly lad. He'll learn, he'll grow from that, and hopefully he won't do that again and realise in the Premier League you're not going to get away with that sort of stuff. So, yeah, Ronaldo, Hume's come on leaps and bounds. I love to say Hume. Well, I want a clean sheet. Just stamp your authority down on this league, and just get a clean sheet against Chelsea. It would be amazing. How could happen though? So there we go. Leave me your score predictions down below. I'll try and do a live stream. It depends. We'll see what happens, hopefully. But I can't guarantee it. If I get back in time, I'm away for a little bit. I'll get back in time, hopefully, for the match. Well, I'll definitely watch the match, whether I do a live stream is another thing. But we'll see how it goes. Anyway, there we go. Leave your score prediction down below. Who would you bring in? How would you shape that defence up? Is there anybody else who come in to go for the 5 in defence? Can you go 3 central defenders and the wing backs? Do you bring in Mazawaku with Ballard and Mukele and have the 2 wing backs, Ronaldo and Hume? Or do you stick with a solid back 4? Ronaldo brings so much energy and so much experience to the team in that defence. Ballard and Mukele, awesome, give it everything. And Hume, again, full-blooded challengers as he does, and he's a quality player as well, getting better as it goes on. So for me, I know it's one of those ones you keep your fingers crossed, you hope for the best and hope the lads can give 110% and come away with the result that they probably do deserve. Wish all the Sunderland fans a safe journey down to the Stamford Bridge and a safe journey home, and bring home at least 1 point. Take care, God bless me, God go with you. Give us your thumbs up, give us your likes and subscribes and all that malarkey, and we'll see you next time. Cheers folks, hopefully touch wood, we can do the business, and I wish Omar Alderete all the best.